Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
And we're looking at cool temperatures this morning, but very quickly, all that warm air, just like we saw over the weekend, comes rushing back in. I'll show you when we're back to the 70s.
Honoring a fallen officer. Today, a WakeMed officer will be laid to rest after he was killed in a shooting. What you need to know about the funeral and the traffic impact.
And possible sentencing. The man who pleaded guilty in a crash that killed an 11-year-old girl during the 2022 Raleigh Christmas parade will be in court. The emotional testimony from the people who knew her. A lot to tell you about here on this Monday morning as we get your work week started. We're certainly glad you're with us. I'm Renee Chu.
I'm Chris Levingood. Yeah, hopefully you had a good weekend. I mean, it was a beautiful weekend to be outside, Elizabeth. We definitely got out for a little bit. A little cooler start today. Definitely people want to grab that jacket before heading out.
Well, you know how windy it was over the weekend? That was associated with a cold front coming through. And so the colder air is here. This is a live look from our Jimmy V camera. Already looking like they've got some decorations up for winter here on Fayetteville Street. It is 38 degrees right now, but the wind has died down considerably. 38 in Durham, 34 in Roxborough, 44 in Clinton, 36 degrees in Southern Pine. So definitely a colder start, anywhere from around 15 to 20, maybe even 25 degrees colder this morning than it was yesterday. Our afternoons will be cooler too. We'll see highs in the low 60s. And of course, yesterday's high was in the upper 70s. We are watching Thanksgiving. It looks like it's trending warm, but maybe slightly wet. We do have a brief cool snap this morning and tomorrow, and then we return to some spring-like weather. I'll show you when we get back to the 70s, Ken.
All right, Elizabeth, at 6:01, we're going to give you your window on your morning commute, and that is I-40 and Avon Ferry Road. Traffic flowing nicely in all directions, which is really good news this time of the morning. So rather quiet start to your morning commute. No delays whatsoever in any of those major routes heading into the Raleigh-Ray County area. If you're listening to us on the radio, we do appreciate that. For those of you getting ready to head into the car, you can do the same. Tune us in, 101.5 HD3.
Happening today, the funeral for WakeMed officer Roger Smith. Smith was killed in a shooting last weekend at WakeMed Garner. And WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live outside Providence Church on Glenwood Avenue this morning. Kelsey, people who knew him best, they're paying their respects today.
Yes, Chris, we're expecting hundreds of people, family members, loved ones, and first responders here at Providence Church a little bit later this afternoon, all of them gathering to pay their respects to Officer Roger Smith after he was shot and killed while on duty. Smith was dedicated to a lifetime of service. He was a WakeMed police officer for 12 years after his 16-year stint with Knightdale Police and served as a firefighter. Tributes now pouring in from across the triangle. You can see the officer's motorcade procession last week. The community raising thousands of dollars for his family as they mourn his loss. Officer Smith was shot inside the emergency department lobby at the WakeMed Garner Healthplex last week. Benji Martin Jr. now faces murder charges. The funeral is scheduled to start today at noon. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
And just a heads up, beginning this morning at 10:25, Glenwood Avenue will be shut down. There will be a funeral procession of law enforcement and family, and that will go from Mitchell Funeral Home to the church. The route passes through the intersection of Glenwood Avenue and Durley Road. State Highway Patrol will begin that procession at 10:45 a.m.
Today, the family of 11-year-old Haley Brooks will have another chance to address the man who pleaded guilty in her death. Brooks was hit and killed by a truck 3 years ago at the Raleigh Christmas parade. The driver, Landon Glass, may be sentenced today. WRAL's Laura Levine is live outside the Wake County Courthouse this morning. And Laura, no doubt this will be another emotional day in court.
Renee, good morning. We are expecting another passionate, emotional day here in court at the Wake County Justice Center behind me. And finally, after 3 years, this case could be closing soon. Landon Glass pleaded guilty to 3 charges on Friday. That includes to obstruction of justice, death by motor vehicle, and having a dangerous weapon at a parade. A judge says Glass could serve up to 8.5 months behind bars. His sentencing will lay out more specific details. Family members of Haley Brooks say nothing will take away their pain of losing Haley.
You are not defined by this moment in time. However, you do have a choice in how you allow it to shape your future here on earth, and most importantly for eternity.
So Glass's attorney says that he will speak on his behalf today. However, it's unclear if Glass himself will speak. Meanwhile, those victim impact statements will resume at 9:30 this morning. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Let's get you a live look outside at RDU, where in less than an hour, the FAA is expected to lift its emergency flight restrictions. Back on November 7th, the FAA reduced the number of flights at 40 major airports due to the government shutdown. This led to thousands of cancellations and delays across the country. And while RDU was not on the list of airports, the airport has direct flights to 33 destinations on that list. The FAA says operations can return to normal as staffing levels have stabilized.
And Chris here in the WRAL Live Center taking a live look at FlightAware.com that shows the cancellations and delays all across the country. Look at these numbers this morning, so much better than what we've been seeing over the past couple of weeks. 416 delays, 29 cancellations. Just last week, we were seeing delays in the thousands. If you click on Friday, just to go back and give you guys an idea, 3,700 delays is what we were working with and 654 cancellations. So much, much better this morning. Right now, total delays at RDU 5, no cancellations so far this morning.
Really good to see improvement there. Michelle, thank you. We are trying to learn more about a possible crash investigation this morning in Wayne County. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker shows us what it looked like just before 3 a.m. on Pinckney Road off of NC 581. Part of the road was shut down while authorities investigated. It has since been cleared. We are trying to find out what happened there and learn about any of the people involved.
And a man is facing charges in Sampson County after the sheriff's office said he assaulted a deputy. What you're seeing here is video of Christopher Johnson being arrested near the Dollar General on East William Street in Autryville. Deputies say they were called there because Johnson was causing problems outside the store. We're also told there was a struggle that began between him and a deputy, and the two rolled down an embankment. Johnson is charged with assault on a government official and resisting a public officer.
Lawmakers on Capitol Hill are preparing for a vote on the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files this week. This comes as President Donald Trump is now calling on Republicans to approve the release. In a Truth Social post, the president called for Republicans to approve the release, saying it's because, quote, we have nothing to hide. The president also called the case surrounding Epstein a Democratic hoax. Meanwhile, Epstein survivors called on lawmakers to release the files in a public service announcement yesterday. This upcoming vote comes after a discharge petition for the release reached the required 218 signatures.
Protests are spreading across our state because of rounds of arrests by Border Patrol agents in Charlotte over the weekend. Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bavino was spotted in Pineville and confirmed dozens of arrests. He has been posting on social media about agents detaining people with alleged criminal records, including assault, DWI, even larceny. Governor Josh Stein released a video statement. He criticized the tactics of federal immigration agents in Charlotte.
We've seen masked, heavily armed agents in paramilitary garb driving unmarked cars, targeting American citizens based on their skin color, racially profiling and picking up random people in parking lots and off of our sidewalks. This is not making us safer. It's stoking fear and dividing our community.
Stein also encouraged North Carolinians to remain peaceful. He says he's been in contact with state and local law enforcement.
Video has been coming in from around the Charlotte area showing the different confrontations over the weekend and protests in response to those operations. The Department of Homeland Security is also weighing in on a particular controversial moment involving Border Patrol agents. Now on video, you can see a U.S. citizen, Willie Acetuno, tackled to the ground after federal agents broke the window of his truck. Department of Homeland Security posted online about this moment. And it says in part, during an enforcement operation in Charlotte, this individual became erratic, refused lawful commands, and had to be removed from his vehicle. DHS law enforcement followed their training to remove him.
And Renee, Border Patrol protests have also spread to our area. This is what it looked like at Moore Square in downtown Raleigh yesterday. Hundreds of people gathered to show their support for the immigrant community. People we spoke with say operations are sparking fear. Maria Batista immigrated from Mexico 25 years ago, and she says fear is spreading throughout her family.
I'm here to speak for them because I feel like we belong here. We're a part of America. We make America great.
Demonstrators marched to the state capitol before returning to Moore Square.
It is 6:09 on your Monday. Open to the possibility. President Trump and New York Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani says they're willing to meet with each other. How this could mark a future relationship despite political tensions between them.
And redesign decision. The Johnson County School Board wants to rebuild Clayton High. What's in the plan that leaders are expected to vote on today?
And it's a colder start this morning. Our temperatures mid-30s to low 40s early on. By lunchtime, we warm into the mid-50s. It's nice and clear. We'll see temperatures climbing back into the 70s in the next few days. I'll show you when.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
612. It's definitely colder this morning than it was yesterday. 38 right now in Durham, but 44 in Wilson, 46 in Fayetteville, or ranging from anywhere from the mid-30s all the way up into the mid-40s this morning. What we're not seeing is the wind that we did yesterday. And of course, the sun's starting to light things up a little bit for us. It's going to be clear this morning and mostly sunny all afternoon. Definitely cooler than yesterday, though. Our highs climb into the low 60s. If you're walking the dog this evening, temperatures will drop into the 50s pretty quickly. We do have a few chances for rain this week. I'll walk you through the timeline for that coming up. Ken?
Elizabeth, weather and traffic every 10 minutes. We're hitting that southern loop of the Belt Line, I-40 Lake Wheeler Road. Those are the westbound lanes moving away from us on that southern loop. And taking a look at it, zero delays. As jammed up as that looks in terms of traffic picking up, no delays whatsoever. And of course, if you're coming in from Gardner, Johnston County, zero delays between Highway 36 and the Beltline this morning. Coming up, we'll take a look at some of those drive times on some of our major routes heading into the Raleigh-Wake County area.
Ken, thank you. Investigators are piecing together why a $1 million home went up in flames in Raleigh. This happened yesterday afternoon, and you can see that thick smoke drifting through the air over Brooks Avenue near Churchill Road, and some flames in this video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. Fire crews got the call just before 3 yesterday afternoon. We're working to learn what caused the fire and to make sure that everyone made it out of the house safely.
A man is in jail this morning accused of shooting a man in front of a 12-year-old. This happened yesterday morning at a home on St. George Road in Raleigh. Police say that man, 42-year-old Monte McDougal, used a semi-automatic pistol and knew the man he shot. The victim was taken to the hospital, and that person is expected to live. The 12-year-old was not physically hurt.
President Trump says he is open to meeting with New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani. Mamdani has strongly opposed the president and his anti-immigrant agenda. Trump called the Democratic Socialist a communist. He's also threatened to deport Mamdani, who was born in Uganda, and to pull city funding. Mamdani now says he's open to the possibility of meeting with the president, and President Trump agreed.
The mayor of New York, I will say, would like to meet with us, and we'll work something out. But he would like to come to Washington and meet, and we'll work something out. We want to see everything work out well for New York.
The White House has not yet set a meeting date.
And the Trump administration has confirmed another strike on an alleged drug trafficking boat in international waters. The defense secretary and U.S. Southern Command confirmed that attack. They say it happened on Saturday in the Eastern Pacific. 3 people were killed. The Trump administration has not provided any evidence supporting the allegations about the vessel or the people aboard. This is at least the 21st military strike on alleged drug boats during Trump's second term.
Meanwhile, the State Department has announced plans to designate a Venezuelan crime organization as a terrorist organization. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the designation for Cartel de los Soles will take effect next week. Rubio says this group, along with others tied to President Nicolas Maduro, are responsible for terrorist violence throughout the Western Hemisphere. He also accused the organization of trafficking drugs into the U.S. and Europe.
Happening today, the Johnson County Board of Commissioners is deciding on whether to go forward with a plan to rebuild Clayton High School. The school board wants to build the new school at the existing site. Students would keep going to class in the old building while the new one is under construction. What you're seeing here appear to be renderings of that. In addition to the previously approved $5 million for design work, the project will cost a total of $134 million. Commissioners will formally vote on the borrowing at their meeting today, and the goal is to have the campus finished by fall 2028. Also happening today, you can help shape the future of transit in Wake County. The city of Raleigh is hosting an open house on the Bus Rapid Transit Southern Corridor project. That project is said to provide quicker transportation between the city and Gardner once it's completed. The open house is tonight. That is from 5 to 7 at Peach Road Cultural Center.
Your commute might be a little longer today. Construction crews will periodically slow and stop traffic on US 70. This is part of the Complete 540 project. The stops will be between Auburn-Knightdale Road and TV Tower Road. Traffic on both sides of US 70 will be stopped for at least 10 minutes to allow for road construction. The stops will happen around 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. starting today.
Getting a look at your weather forecast for the day. Obviously, the next weather maker is what we're going to be talking about. But goodness gracious, Elizabeth, what a beautiful weekend we had.
It was crazy. And the weekend before was almost exactly like it. Temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. Now, of course, last week we had a Monday. We had some snow showers in some of our eastern counties. I guess that was Tuesday morning. But lows in the 30s this morning. So a little bit cooler than what we saw yesterday. But we're going to warm right back up into the 70s by Wednesday. So it's a quick cool down for us. A few isolated showers. Better chance for rain this week than what we saw last week, Tuesday night, and again Friday night into Saturday. Our next weather maker is this high pressure system, which has switched our winds to northwesterly. That's what's brought us the cooler air. And then the next rain maker is back here, taking shape over the Rockies. But of course, for us this morning, it's nice and clear. Beautiful shot from Pittsburgh this morning, and we're looking at those cool temperatures, mid 30s to low 40s. Here comes the system over the Rockies that moves in here to bring us just a very slight chance of showers. This is going to be around midnight Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. A sprinkle or two possible Wednesday morning. That's looking quite dry when the cold front itself comes through during the evening. We're looking at pretty much dry conditions. But then for Saturday, we've seen the models really flip-flopping. This is a more aggressive look at what we could see Saturday. You can see the showers showing up there at 8 a.m. and lasting through maybe the middle of the afternoon. But that's not the final answer. Again, we've seen such back and forth on is it going to rain Saturday or is it not? It's Monday. We still have a lot of information, a lot of computer models to check between now and Saturday. If we do see some rain over the next few days, it's not likely to be very much, probably a tenth of an inch or so. So it's been the driest fall since 2005 and the 14th driest on record. We're over 4 inches below average for the month. We look ahead to Thanksgiving, just 10 days away. Can you believe that? My goodness. We're trending warm again. We've had some really warm temperatures this fall, trending warmer, but possibly wetter. Taking a look at our forecast all the way through the 26th, which doesn't take us quite to Thanksgiving, but close to it. You can see a small chance of above normal precipitation. And when I looked at the models, it looks a little bit wet for us, possibly for Thanksgiving. This week, we're excited about the opening of Festival of Lights there in Durham at the DBAP. It's looking nice and dry for Thursday, Ken.
That should be an exciting holiday event. So let's start on that northern loop of the Beltline and give you a live look at I-40 and New Bern Avenue. Traffic flowing nicely in all directions. Those are the westbound lanes coming toward us this morning. And as we widen out the view from the 87 I-440 split all the way over to Wade Avenue, nothing but clear sailing on your route if that's part of your morning commute. And really, that's what we're seeing in all of our major routes. Very little to no delays whatsoever. Just a 1 minute delay if you're coming in from Wake Forest this morning. 1 minute delay if you're coming in from Knightdale. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. Holiday shopping savings. We want you to get the best deals while spending money online. 5 on your side breaks down what you should remember as you browse the web.
And a dazzling decade. The Chinese Lantern Festival makes its return to the Triangle. How this year's event is bringing a holiday classic to first-time visitors.
And if you see breaking news, have a story tip, or take video or pictures of the weather where you are, please report it to us. Go to WRAL.com/report it to send your video, pictures, or tip to our news team.
Well, the Chinese Lantern Festival is back in Cary, and this year they are celebrating a decade of dazzling displays. The walkthrough experience features thousands of handcrafted illuminated lanterns in various themes. There will also be some cultural performances, some concessions there, interactive elements. We even got a chance to talk to some people who've been there for the first time.
Go for years, just keep letting it pass by, but then, my mom and I have been talking about it for years. I wanted to bring her out. It's a nice thing to do for the family.
It makes you want to visit China with all these lanterns and all the designs and the language they have everywhere.
Pretty neat. We first walked in, it was nice. I like it out here, pretty neat.
The event runs through January 11th this year, and just so you know, tickets are available online right now.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
A new look at pop icon Selena and the latest installment of The Real Housewives.
All right, we got Ken Smith here now with What's Trending.
Yeah, so let's start with that documentary about that pop star Selena. Boy, it's now streaming on Netflix. It's called Selena y los Dinos, A Family Legacy.
Yeah, and the documentary takes a closer look at her life and her career through never-before-seen footage from her sister. I think a lot of people still get a little heartache because she was taken too soon.
Oh, absolutely.
And offering new insight into her life.
And that's a good thing. So we're getting a new look at the latest edition of the Real Housewives franchise. The trailer for the Real Housewives of Rhode Island now out. The cast was revealed at this year's BravoCon, and the new series coincides with the 20th anniversary of the original show.
And for fans of Dolores from The Real Housewives of New Jersey, she'll also be in this season, making some surprise appearances. A little crossover there. This show, though, the Rhode Island one, set to be released next year.
Oh, so much drama. Didn't know there was so much drama in Rhode Island.
Yeah, clearly.
All right, thanks, Ken. Well, Pope Leo XIV met with big names from Hollywood over the weekend. Actor Cate Blanchett and director Spike Lee were among them. This is part of an effort to deepen the dialogue between the church and the world of cinema.
A defensive battle on Sunday Night Football last night. The Philadelphia Eagles were looking for a home victory against the Detroit Lions. Both sides only managed one touchdown apiece, but it was the Eagles who came away with the win thanks to 3 field goals. Philadelphia wins its 4th straight game by a score of 16-9. And a record-breaking day in Atlanta for the Carolina Panthers. Quarterback Bryce Young set a team record with 448 passing yards. He also threw for 3 touchdowns. Despite that, Carolina needed overtime to seal the victory. Kicker Ryan Fitzgerald nailed a 28-yard field goal to give them a 30-27 win. The Panthers' next game is a week from tonight against the San Francisco 49ers.
And tonight, Renee, on Monday Night Football, the Dallas Cowboys head to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. Kickoff is scheduled for 8:15, and you can watch that on ESPN.
An emotional day in court. The family of an 11-year-old killed in the Raleigh Christmas parade 3 years ago is awaiting the sentencing of the man who pleaded guilty in her death. The prison time he could be facing.
And honoring Roger Smith. The funeral today for the Wake Med officer killed in a shooting last weekend. The service plan for today and traffic impacts you should probably know about.
And it's chillier this morning. Our temperatures anywhere from the upper 30s to low 40s. Kids may need a little extra jacket. It's cool this afternoon, too, with low 60s. But I'll show you when the 70s are right back here coming up.